Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. So in this video we are going to go through a Costa's drive-through just because I fancy it, and it's probably so irrelevant to the actual video, but hey ho, I'm letting you guys decide what I drink. I asked on my Instagram stories this morning, so when I arrive there I'll just look through the options and pick which one. Anywho's, essentially we are going to go through my Instagram right from the very bottom first post I've ever posted on Instagram and just talk to you guys about my Instagram story. I thought that it would be a good idea because my Instagram has really evolved from just posting Justin Bieber pictures to more fitness, business type things all merged in one together, and I really just want to share my journey with you guys. So we're buckling up, going to my nearest drive-through, which is 20 minutes away because I live quite central London, and getting myself a hot drink. Okay, so I've arrived at Costa's and I'm just going through the options that you guys have suggested. We've got oat sugar-free vanilla latte, gingerbread oat latte, flat white with soya milk, hot chocolate, vanilla coconut latte, caramel oat latte, vanilla hot chocolate, coconut milk chai latte. Sounds delicious. Hot choc is underrated. I've never tried a hot chocolate in Costa's, however I don't think the actual chocolate powder is vegan. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not gonna risk it. And almond hot chocolate, the protein drinks. I didn't even know they did protein drinks. I'm in between the coconut milk chai latte or the vanilla coconut latte. But do I want a bit of chai in my life right now? Don't know if it's going to be a bit too spicy for me. So I think I'm going to go with the vanilla coconut latte because that combo sounds banging. Hi, can I please have the Energizer vanilla latte with coconut, please?
What size do you want?
Can I have the medium size, please?
Okay, yeah.
No, that's okay. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, thanks. We did it! It's a frosty one outside today, so we definitely needed a hot drink. I think that's what she meant by the vanilla coconut latte, the Energizer, because my mum tried it in a previous video and she said it was really nice, so that's what I've gone for today. Hi.
There you go.
Thank you. Bye-bye. I've got my drink, vanilla coconut Energizer latte. I got it in the size medium. I was gonna go for small, but I need the energy clearly today. Gotta say, it's really nice. You can taste the vanilla in there. But I have also scrolled to the very bottom of my Instagram feed. I started Instagram in the year of 2012. However, the post that I have up currently as the first ever picture, I don't think was my first ever photo, but I probably looked back during the years and thought the first one was very cringe, so I deleted it. So the first ever photo is a book signing of Justin Bieber. As I mentioned very briefly, I was a die-hard Justin Bieber fan. I used to have posters all over my room. In fact, I made my first ever video to be my Belieber room. However, I did delete it, but it did get around like 60k views, so I really wish I just had the confidence to just keep it up there, although it was just very slightly unhinged with the amount of posters that I had up in my room. And then all of the photos following that is kind of like the fangirling me, Justin Bieber, the Kardashians, his concert, all that. You can actually see sneaky peeks of my room in the background of this photo as well. Very crazy. I don't think this was the year I was vegan because I went to Cadbury World. It was around 6 to 7 years ago that I turned vegan, and that is when I started my restricted diet in an unhealthy way, to the way that you guys probably would have noticed it. So this is when diet culture, I think, was probably at its worst, and we didn't really have much knowledge on diet and nutrition. So I would just used to give myself at least probably like 800 calories max, and that is what I thought I needed to stay skinny, because that was the trend. I think over the years there has been many body trends, but during like this year for me, particularly 2013, I think the trend was to be stick thin and have a thigh gap, if you don't mind me saying, which is what these photos are kind of like proving. And my comments from my friends were really like praising me, like your body, and you know, that kind of like emoji to say that you look incredible and stuff like that. And I think that made me worse because I was never satisfied with how I looked. So I used to do a lot of running as well, running, and a lot of like cycling and things, and of course the trend of clean eating, which I couldn't stick to now. It's just so unsustainable. There are even pictures of me saying hot dog legs, which was totally a trend back then. And then I even put a picture of me and my sister together. Oh my goodness, I can just remember what was going through my head, and I kind of posted that photo to kind of like prove a point. There were pictures of my abs. It was, you could just tell I was toxic in my head, but not to blame myself, because that was what was going around on social media. Skinny people are easier to kidnap. Stay safe and eat cake. Although I never did eat cake, so I don't know why I posted that. Then I went on holiday, clearly. I think I gained a bit of weight when I was on holiday, but not a lot, because I did restrict my diet even when I was away, which of course is a very bad mentality to be in. I had my 18th birthday. This is when I was losing touch with a bit of fitness, and I was going into my last year of sixth form, and more of my Instagram feed was what I was buying and like going out partying. I did gain weight, I think, and I lost touch with a bit of fitness and lost touch with the love for it, because I was more trying to enjoy my teenage years as much as it lasted. But I think initially in my head I always had that thought of, oh, I gained weight. However, I ignored it for such a long time, and you can just see on my feed it was just very aesthetic, you know, that girly trend sort of thing. And then when it got to around 2016, I think that's when it hit me again that I gained weight. And if this is triggering to anyone, please just click off, because I will be talking about my weight quite a lot, because I think it did affect me quite a bit during my time on Instagram. I went to Iceland, and this is when I started university, 2016. I went to Cardiff University, which was heavy on sports and the gym and fitness and stuff like that. So I joined the gym, and this was my very first time joining the gym. Other times I would just go cycling or walking or jogging as a form of exercise and fitness, which is definitely not me now. And I think noticing other girls in university really did lead to my thoughts of comparison and things like that. So I think, let's keep scrolling up. Oh, I still have my Justin Bieber phase around the year of 2016, clearly. Still kind of a Justin Bieber fan. I think around 2017, that is when I really did take it seriously and started to do like comparison photos and things like that. I obviously went on holiday quite a fair bit, so it did kind of like disrupt me trying to lose weight, but in me, I always had that thought of I needed to lose weight, although it didn't come across that way on Instagram yet. I did go on a lot of holidays pre-corona, damn. I went to Croatia with my friends, we had a lovely time, and when I came back, again, I had those thoughts of trying to lose weight. I just remember clearly each year of having that plan to lose weight, and there are years to come that which I'm going to talk about where I did, and I felt so happy with myself, but eventually it did turn into like a very restrictive cycle that I couldn't get out of. So 2017 is, I think, when Gymshark started to produce these seamless kind of leggings, and I was obsessed. Like, my captions were, when the delivery comes just in time. These are so high-waisted. Gymshark really did give birth to the best leggings ever, and I feel like I've met a full circle. I don't know if I've announced it yet on my Instagram by the time I've uploaded this, but just in case, I'm not going to say anything, but that might give a hint. If I have announced it, I can't believe it still. And my captions continued to say like, Gymshark is taking all of my money, hashtag send help. As if I'm excited for tomorrow, hashtag Gymshark. I would always wait until the 7 PM release for their new collection. It is just incredible. that I've met this full circle. I went away again, and this was the year I met my boyfriend in 2017, and going on to 2018, and that is when I really did start to think about abs, because my boyfriend had six-pack like abs, and he still does have these full-on crazy sexy abs. But now he does reassure me that that is not what he finds attractive in women and stuff like that. But you know, everybody has their own thing going on and what they like and things like that. And I can see that I was starting to get a lot leaner, and for me, when I saw that I was getting leaner, I really did think, I want more and more and more and more, and that is all I initially thought. I was starting to make a lot of like creative breakfast posts, because uni, I did have a lot of spare time on my hand. Of course, there were few lectures and a lot of studying at home, so I think food really did help me like enjoy my time at uni, or along with other things like making uni friends, going out, socializing and things like that. But it was a time where I really did fall in love with the gym, and it was clear on my Instagram. I think this is where my Instagram started to grow, because back then I think showing your fitness and health routine was a big thing, and it was just starting to pick up with fitness and Instagram, because it's when Gymshark released their athletes and everybody just aspired to be like them and started posting these like fitness and health food type posts. I've clearly always been into it, and I still am. And I can say that I was quite creative with my food, like very crafty. I spent a lot of time with it, and I think that's why a lot of people started to follow me, because my foods were a lot more different to the average person, let's say. Not like I'm not an average person. I went away again to Fuerteventura with my boyfriend. That was our first long holiday together, and it was so lovely. This is when my, like, I think ED started to go into its true form. So the previous time I was trying to get like skinny, I just wasn't aware of this whole eating disorder thing, and I don't think I really crossed minds with it. I just always wanted to follow a trend. So it was a trend and a phase that I got over quickly. As you would have seen, I gained weight during uni and just kept having fun. But then as that fun kind of like plateaued after freshers and things like that, I think I was taking fitness a lot more serious. And it's when I got into tracking my macros. This was the year, 2018, and I would stick via a macro set through the months and years just to stay at this specific number. And eventually I did get super lean, and I continued to get lean, as that is all what I aspired and wanted. And I hit the 10k point. So initially, I think in my head I thought, people are following me because I look great, I look lean, I've got these abs. And that is when I got signed by MyProtein 2018, and I've been working with them ever since. Oh my god, what a throwback, those leggings and that water bottle and their old packaging. Can you look at that? They have come so far. But then again, that really did make me want more out of my look, and I think aesthetics were just a craze back then. Like fitness and aesthetics was a big thing, whereas now it's all about body positivity, working out to make you feel great and things like that. Back then it totally wasn't. It was just to aspire for this aesthetic that people were trying to achieve on Instagram, and I continue to praise that on my Instagram. I think all the way up until 2019 I used to post exercise workouts and stuff like that. Some of them were really like things that I don't do now, and I definitely do not wear rider wear now, no hate. Yeah, and I would post these captions that would give a lot of information out, like abs. Yes, although this was the first thing in the morning, no food eating, good lighting, and involved me holding my breath so I'm puffing between each photo I took to get this photo. We've all been there. I have without a doubt seen a massive improvement in my core. And then I gave little tips of what I do to achieve my core, which were valuable pieces of information, but the thing behind all of this was that I just was not eating enough to fuel my body at all. That was the main thing. Like everything that I was giving, the advice that I was given, I think was quite okay. It was just the fact that I wasn't eating enough. Then I went to Bali, which pre-Bali I really aspired to again have these abs, which I did achieve, but via a very, very, very restrictive diet and not going out a lot, not enjoying my life a lot, and not really fulfilling what I actually loved with food and my relationship. So although I was posting these pictures, which I did eat, it was just that they all fitted within my macros, and those calories within those like bowls, those big bowls that I was making, would probably be the bulk of my calories throughout the day, and then throughout the day I wouldn't really post what I would have eaten. I'm just trying to be honest here, and there's nothing wrong with tracking your macros and calories like that. If it works for you, it really does work, but I think I was just trying to live up to the expectations of what an Instagram like influencer should have looked like back then. And I can't lie, I did look great, but I just know the struggles that I went through. And all of this time, I think for 7 years, I had lost my period. I didn't really think the cons of losing my period until around 2020. That's when I got it back. So after I went to Lebanon, you can kind of see that my like aesthetic was meal prep, always trying to fit my macros and that kind of thing. Yeah, so after I went to Lebanon, I joined my workplace, which they know me as a different person to back then, because back then I literally said no to all of the events because I was just intimidated by the alcohol and the food that was involved. And I think it just got a lot worse because, I don't know, all I thought was about my fitness, and my job as a radiographer involves a lot of walking around, involves a lot of energy, and I don't think I was fueling my body enough to live up to that. So having joined my job actually probably made me a lot worse as well, because I would always want to try and reach this step count of like 20k plus steps. And of course there were events which I was invited to, like this Puma event where you would meet other girls and you would compare yourselves. It was very intimidating, so I would always love to have abs whenever I went to these events, just to try and look the best. But was I really feeling my best? Probably not. So I continued up doing my fitness, and I think this year was the year that I was still restricted. You can see that I was restricted quite a few lot. You can see on my actual hand I had this fitness watch. In fact, this was the year that I got my fitness watch, I believe, and I tracked my steps religiously. Like 20k steps and above was my goal. I would go for a morning walk, try and hit around 10k steps, and then do my workout later in the day, and then by the end of the day I probably would have reached around 15 to 20k steps. Still posting food and things like that, but again, the fitness tracker on my ankle. I reverted to having it on my ankle because it meant that I could track my steps more accurately. I would have got loads of questions in 2019. What is that thing on your leg? It was a fitness tracker, not a tag. It was essentially just because I wanted everything to be tracked religiously and everything to be tracked accurately to achieve my fitness goals, which I did, but just not in a healthy way. But I just like to reiterate, like, everything that I was posting I would say can be healthy, but with just anything in life, if you're gonna go above and beyond healthy, I think it really does become restrictive and it does become unhealthy, just because you obsessively obsess over something. And I think that was really reflected in my page. So although my following count really did spike, it then started to plateau and fall, because I think people noticed what I was doing, although I really was not aware of it. And I feel sorry for myself then, because I was just saddened by people unfollowing me, but I wasn't sure why, because I wasn't aware of what I was posting and what I was sharing, how it impacted people. But I clearly really didn't think about my mental health as much as I do now. It was more just trying to aspire to this look, and I was just so hesitant to post anything to do with like body positivity, because I thought anyone that was posting those sorts of posts were lazy. That is what I truly thought, and I know that may offend people, but I don't think that anymore, so it shouldn't offend you. But yeah, for some reason I just thought that anyone that was posting those unflexed photos of themselves or trying to prove that abs are not great, I truly thought that that was just a thing for them to say, I don't want to exercise, which it's not. Of course people are going to want to exercise and not achieve abs. Abs are not the main thing, and not the main thing that people are trying to achieve when exercising, although for me it was, and unfortunately that did lead to more restriction, and I think it made me not want to take photos of myself. As you can see here, I was starting to take a lot more photos of food rather than myself, and I'll get onto it how I'm feeling now about my body. But then I think, although I had these abs, I was still very insecure, which was very confusing. Like, I would look at myself in the mirror and think, wow, I've got abs, but a lot of the times I didn't want to take photos. And where I did these like ads, or I went to a restaurant to eat out to take the photos of the food and stuff, I was quite hesitant to take photos of myself, particularly in this photo. I remember thinking that I didn't look great, but I think it was just because I was so self-conscious with myself. I started to gain confidence in taking photos of myself during lockdown, but I think that was just trying to adjust to my new body, because I was looking a lot more lean here. Then I did the 10,000 calorie challenge, and I think this was a point in my time where I really did think a lot about food in a better way, because it made me think that I just done the 10,000 calorie challenge and I did not gain weight at all. Maybe the day after because of water fluctuations and stuff, but I think it really did make my head click and think, Leila, you can enjoy all of these foods in the abundance that you desire, just in moderation, every day and every so often. Not the 10,000 calorie challenge often, of course, but you see what I mean. It just made me feel that you don't have to eat in a restricted format. You can eat anything you like, any day you like, whenever you like, just within moderation. And I think that was then reflected in my profile, although I still had those eating disorder thoughts. So although I thought that, I still thought this sense of being guilty whenever trying to eat out. So on this day, like, I ate all of that, but I really shouldn't have eaten all of that. And I know that sounds bizarre, but I forced myself to eat that because I knew the days afterwards or the days before I wouldn't have eaten all that food. So for me, I think in my head it was slightly like a binge, and I just was uncontrollable with what I was eating. Whereas now when I go out to eat, I eat what I like to feel satisfied, but I don't go overboard. But back then I would eat overboard, if that makes sense. And I don't know if any of you guys can relate to that feeling of trying to eat all of this food in one sitting, and feeling like you're never going to eat it again. And I started to go out a lot more for my meals, and I think that really did help my thoughts as well. When you go out for meals with people like my boyfriend, my family and things, I think it makes it a lot better because you watch others eat and see that they're enjoying it, so it kind of makes you enjoying it, and you're laughing with them and socializing. Food is a big aspect of socializing, so to try and avoid that, which is what I used to do in the past, can really just disrupt your lifestyle. So I continued with my aesthetic on my Instagram feed, which I've always loved doing, and I think I started to gain weight here, like I say, in 2020, and that was a center point for me where I started to see the weight gain, and I really did have to overcome that. And how I overcame it was being accepting within myself. I had to accept that I gained weight. I had to accept that I needed to gain weight, and it's okay to have fat. anywhere around my stomach or anywhere around my thighs or anywhere around my body, because my body needed it to be able to have my period back. And this is when I got my period back. I then started to share my weight gain journey, which a lot of people came back to my profile and saw. And this is when I also started posting consistently on YouTube, and shared my thoughts around eating disorders and sharing my thoughts around mental health, because I think this is the year where I started to realise that I had a problem, and before I didn't think I had a problem because I was stuck, like I say, in this cycle of trying to lose weight continuously and trying to always be in a caloric deficit. Foodie posts galore, can see that, love foodie posts. But this is when I also, what I was referring to before, started to take a lot more photos of myself, which is weird for me because when I was at my leanest, when I had the abs that I desired, when I had the body that I craved, I wasn't taking as many photos as I was here. I think this was because my boyfriend was really praising my body. He was really complimenting it, and he was really saying, like, you look incredible, babe, you've never looked this great before, you're doing well, you look healthier now, and stuff like that. And I think that really did boost me up, along with other people's comments, along with my family comments, and along with my own comments about myself. I was really starting to feel my body and feel like I look great. These curves look incredible on me and I should just own it. Having abs is not the end of end alls, and I really did just let that go in this year. 2020 was just a big year for me, and although lockdown started in that year, it really did change my thoughts around my diet and my nutrition and my confidence. When 2021 hit, as you can see through these photos, you can see the confidence in myself. Although I had gained this weight that I feared for so long and didn't want to let go of this idea of not having abs, you can see that I was a lot more confident. My hair was just more healthier, my skin was just a lot more healthier, and I was glowing. And I'd say I was still glowing now. I'm so happy, and I can truly say that without having to tell you that I am vain. You can feel confident, gal, and you can feel your best and say that you look incredible without that thought of feeling vain, because we're all beautiful people and we all have to own ourselves. The summer of 2021, I think, was peak confidence Leila. I was truly owning this new body of mine. The boobies came out to play, the peach came out to play. I don't know where they blossomed from, but it was, of course, all of the foods that I restricted myself for so long. And I was just owning it, and I loved it. I still loved the gym, I still loved working out, but I was just owning my new body. I think I got a lot more comments saying they unfollowed me in this point in my life because I was posting a lot more lifestyle stuff, but it really then did confuse me because I was thinking, I've gained weight and I'm posting my life, and those two things connected are just going hand in hand currently. I don't know why people would just want to see fitness content, so I think I was confused in that sense of what to post. But I was just doing my own thing, posting my lifestyle, posting with the food that I was eating, posting my recipes, and not really sharing my workouts a lot, which I think is what people wanted to see, but I was showing them on my YouTube. But as the years went on to now, I'd say I was a lot more confident, and you can see that in my posts. I started to post my workouts a lot more because I think I felt I looked good in those workouts, so I felt a lot more confident sharing them again. Although back in uni when I did share my workouts, I don't think I was my leanest, so I was slightly more confident than I was during the middle parts, where I didn't really take a lot of photos of myself. And yeah, here we are up until today. My plan is to still post foodie content, my plan is still to post my fitness content and my lifestyle, and I think those three things connected really is what I am about and what my Instagram feed is about. It's not just food, it's not just fitness, it is my whole lifestyle put together which makes my account what it is, and I really do hope people love that as much as I do. I think I'm gonna end the video here, guys. Let me know your thoughts, if any of these things made sense to you, or if you followed any of the trends, or how I affected you in my past. I would just really love to know your thoughts on the whole thing. I'm gonna have my coffee. I've got a foodie date with my friend at 12:30, so I have 2 hours. I think I might go home, have a snack, and then head out the door. But it has been lovely chatting to you. I hope some of this made sense. I kind of just winged what I was saying, but a lot of the things I think I was trying to reminisce about, because these are all thoughts that I had when I was younger and posting on Instagram, and this expectation that I was trying to live up to post on Instagram for other people to applaud or shame or just comment about in general. It's a big thing, Instagram. I think it was around 2018 when I got the My Protein contract, where I started to make it more into like a business thing, and I did start to earn a lot more like money from it. And then of course YouTube, you get an income and stuff like that. But overall, I love Instagram, I love YouTube, I love you guys, I love everything to do with social media. And I think for those people that don't like social media, you've got to really see it respectively and not continuously compare yourself to others online. Take it with a pinch of salt, and just see it for what it is. Although I think social media is so much better than what it was before, because people are really showing their true selves and not trying to fake something that isn't theirs. And I don't think I've ever tried to fake anything on my Instagram, but I have tried to hide things in the past, which I think I'm a lot more open about now, and I have been a lot more open about on my YouTube as well. But guys, I hope you did enjoy watching this video. Thank you for watching. Like the video if you did, subscribe to my channel, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye!